Hot Tuner Challenge with Motor Magazine, sponsored by Castrol Edge for 2011. I'm Brent Middleton, and we've got our Forester S MY11 Subaru for the test this year. We've got 2 days of testing at Sydney's Eastern Creek and Western Sydney Dragway, drag strip, braking, peak corner G's, track, dyno and skid pan. And this morning at 7 a.m. and we're here at Hoxton Park's BP service station, where all the cars had to be delivered with less than a quarter of a tank of fuel to be filled up with BP Ultimate 98. That's so people are less inclined to fiddle the fuel with jungle juice and other special fuel additives. And from here we'll drive out to the track and begin the testing. So I do hope you enjoy the video. We've got a lot of fun vision to show you, so stay with us. So Warren's just taken the car out onto the track. It's still early in the morning, but what they've done, because the track's still a bit damp, they're swapping the rear-wheel drive cars with the lack of grip to the four-wheel drive cars with all drive grip. Not so sure whether it's good or bad from our point of view, because we're first car out on the track on cold tyres, on cold track and cold conditions with wet weather. But hey, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and obviously we're going to get some fantastic vision, and you'll see from now we'll be able to show you some in-car footage of the car with Warren talking his way around the track. So sit back and enjoy a lap of Eastern Creek with V8 supercar driver Warren Luff.
So here we are at Eastern Creek for the 2011 Motor Magazine Hot Tuner Challenge. First cab off the rank, the MRT Subaru Forester. Conditions still aren't ideal this morning, it's still a little bit breezy, so we've elected to start with the all-wheel drive cars, and we're starting off in this MRT prep Forester to begin with. So let's see how it goes. Here we come out onto the main straight, trying to get a good run. It's still a little bit greasy, but the resurfacing work here certainly improves the grip level. A little bit of understeer coming on, but not too bad. Obviously the auto gearbox isn't ideal, but this is really designed to be a family car that's had a few improvements. You can certainly feel that the car's definitely got more torque over the standard Forester. But here we come into turn 1 to get the braking done. A little bit sort of ginger on this first one. See what grip level we've got. Not too bad. A little bit greasy still, but all in all not too harsh. Down here in turn 2, hard on the brakes. Try and settle the thing down. The auto gearbox isn't too keen to shift down when you want to. Just trying to control the understeer and get the drive. Feel the tyres starting to come up to temperature, just ease off a bit around here. Get it to point. Down the back of the pits. Hard on the brakes, back to third gear. Again, for something that's meant to be sort of like a family car, it's surprising how good this thing actually is. I feel the suspension work has definitely probably made the biggest difference on this car, because these things in standard trim do tend to rock and roll around an awful lot. Still a little bit light in the tail end. You can feel the back start to come out there. Even though the stability control's turned off, it still automatically wants to cut back in, so the big thing is trying to keep it as smooth as possible, because when that stability control cuts in, it really tends to sort of limit the performance of the car. Down here, see all the new work they're doing here on the circuit out wide there. Coming up into turn 10 here, still a little bit breezy. Just balance the car through here, get it settled. Trying to get a good run onto the straight, tuck it in. You can feel the car's definitely got a little bit of understeer. You go to get back on the throttle and you can feel as it starts to come off boost, the car really does tend to understeer and push wide a little bit. So it's that balancing act of trying to sort of get the car to turn, but trying to get back on the throttle and get a good run down the straight. First lap time, 201.5, not bad considering the conditions. Down here into turn 1 again, back on the throttle. All the road down here in turn 2, hard on the brakes now. Definitely a bit late at that time. Certainly this car, if it was available with a manual gearbox, it would be a lot better around here on the circuit, but for all intents and purposes, this car's designed to be, as we spoke of, it's a family car. Down here, be starting to dry out pretty quick out here now. The grip level's starting to come in, and certainly the tyres are starting to come up to temp as well, so they're starting to find their grip level, and you can feel it really hangs on quite well. It's still got a fair bit of body roll, but as we spoke of, for what the car's designed to be, this is sort of the family man's car. He's had to sell his WRX STI, had to buy the Forester, he's now got kids, but still wants to be able to make a few improvements. And this car represents a really good overall package. Round corporate hill, hard on the brakes. You can feel they're starting to get a little bit of fade. Not too bad. Still a fair bit of understeer here. Still a bit damp there on line. Good run onto the straight, hard on the throttle now. That's a better run this time round. All the road on the exit. That 2 flying laps. First car out for Hot Tuna Challenge 2011, the MRT Prep Forester.
And 2 minutes, 0.1. It's designed to be a family car. Obviously it still has a fair bit of body roll, but look, certainly the work that you've done in terms of the suspension does make a big difference. These things do tend to rock and roll around an awful lot in standard trim, and it just, you can feel the car's a lot tighter. It sort of hugs down a lot better. Obviously tyres are important as well, and you could feel as the track dried out, the grip level really started to come up. Brakes obviously started to get a fair bit of fade towards the end there, but certainly the engine mods, you can feel the extra torque of it, and the blow-off sounds pretty good too.
So there's obviously a good summary from Warren Luff. Obviously 2 flying laps at Sydney's Eastern Creek, a minute 50 or thereabout, 50, 60, whatever it is, per lap is probably going to put a fair bit of load onto any automatic transmission performance car. If we call this a performance car, even the improvement in the brakes is still obviously punishing them pretty hard without the ability of the auto trans to obviously slow the car down, so relying on the brakes a lot harder. As you can hear from Warren, he said, you know, after 2 laps the front brakes have basically faded, and that's even with the better brake fluid, the better discs and pads and brake lines. And from our point of view, that comes as no surprise, because obviously we haven't gone to massive brake upgrades like some of these other cars with ginormous aftermarket discs and rotors and calipers. But from a performance road car point of view, which is the good example of what this car's all about, his feedback was good. He obviously noticed a huge improvement in torque, the reduced body roll, and the overall package, which is obviously good feedback from our point of view. And as you can see, here's the in-car footage, some good feedback there and a lot of good fun on the track.